Oh, the doctor is in. Yeah, you're super in. You're hip. You're in. You're in style.
Yeah.
I will tell you before we get started, I literally hate that my bun keeps disappearing.
So take it down.
Did you see it when I took it down just a second ago?
No.
I did. It was the fan.
It's seawater or saltwater like pool hair.
Okay.
Haven't washed
All
yet.
right. Yeah. Well, never argue with a woman's vanity.
Because we know how far and few between those showers are. It's a good thing this is all electronic, so that I don't have to physically
The next time you do, braid your hair into 6 separate segments and then braid like 3 strands of each segment together. And then you'll have
going over there today so that Bear can see it.
I don't know, probably. Yeah, I'm going over there today, but I don't know if he'll be back in time. Probably, because I'm going to stay there and do some editing from there.
Well, I saw your braids there for a minute before you switched.
Yeah, they're really cool. They're really, really sick.
Yeah. Good morning, y'all. It is Monday morning, the 30th of May. No, it's Tuesday. I'm sorry. It feels like Monday, you know, and Kirsten was just telling me how Monday it is, and it's actually Tuesday. So, and it is the 30th of Mayo, and it's a little after 11 o'clock in the morning here in fabulous Las Vegas, Nevada. And there's things going on in the world, and trying to ignore as much of it as I can. So over the weekend, I realized that most of the mail from my world that goes to Google Mail was bouncing. The email from my domains to Google was bouncing. And I dug into it. I got the error message. There's something wrong with the DKIM, which is an authentication protocol for email that prevents spam. And I know that I had set up the DKIM years ago. And my attitude about mail is I get it all set up and then I want to forget it. I mean, decades ago, I used to run a hosting service out of my house in Dallas when I was living in Dallas. And and we had a guy whose whole job was maintaining the mail servers. And if I was to do that today, it would not be one guy. It'd be like a department, because honestly, mail, there's nothing complicated about the protocols of mail. What's complicated about mail is preventing abuse. And it is just so incredibly rampant. I don't blame Google for, locking down their mail servers. I really don't. But what happened is I went to log into my, I have a third-party hosting service for all my mail. It's no secret. I use 2 Cows out of, I think they're out of Toronto. And there's a whole history about 2 Cows and why they're named 2 Cows. And it's
wait, what is that name? I'm sorry, 2 Cows? Like
TUCOWS, and it's pronounced 2 Cows, and their logo for a long time, for many decades, was 2 Cows.
Gotcha.
And they started out as a BBS. Like I used to run BBSs back in the 70s and 80s and 90s. So I went over there to figure out what I needed to do to fix this. And my password was expired. They have started expiring passwords. And so I press the little button to get a new password link, and the link never shows up. And I press the button again, the link never shows up. And I do some more investigating, and I realize that the contact email address with 2 Cows is an address that I had never set up in my mailboxes at 2 Cows. And so the emails for the password reset were bouncing, and I was stuck. And so I got them on the phone. They actually have really good 24-hour. I mean, you call them. This is like late at night on a weekend, and I call them, and I got somebody on the phone, and he was intelligent and nice and friendly and Canadian and all those good things. I like Canadians. Canadians are overly friendly, and I appreciate that. So, we went back and forth for a while, and he just wasn't able to, because of security, because they don't want somebody hijacking my accounts, because I got all my domains over there and I have all my email. I mean, and if somebody were able to hijack my email, they could really do some damage, right? And so okay, he referred it over to their compliance department. I got an email in the middle of the night from them. I woke up the next morning, and there was my email. And so I had to send them a copy of my ID, my state ID, and answer a bunch of questions that proved that that I am the administrator of the account. I had to send them my IP address, all kinds of stuff. And they correlated all of that, and they reset my email address so that now I can recover it. I haven't actually gone in there and done it yet because I've been lazy this morning. But I deserve to be lazy occasionally. Today is I'm going to get a bunch of stuff done today. Anyway, so that's how that story up to the moment. And maybe tonight on our live stream, I'll tell you how it went. And maybe tonight we can talk about the domain registration system, because I used to be really involved in that, and I think some people find that stuff interesting.
Yeah, especially if we have audience members out there who want to create their own website or buy their own domain.
Yeah,
Gotta know about the history of it,
It's not hard. It's just like so much Unix-ish stuff. It's all about text files. Anyway. So that that leads me up to now, and this afternoon I've got some stuff to deal with, and now when I think about it, this is why I'm having this kind of a day, because the stuff I have to deal with. I mean, you remember a couple of weeks ago I was in a funk, and this afternoon I'm dealing with some of the resolution of that, and it just kind of makes me a little sad, which is fine. Sad is good, because sad means that you're alive, and that you're living your life, and you're making choices, and some of those choices work out great. Some of them work out great for a while, and then they don't. But it's all about life, right? And being alive beats the alternative. So,
well,
so,
I mean,
yeah,
you're probably right, but for me, that's something that I didn't ever understand, is like, I don't know the alternative. Like, what if the alternative is like so much more? I don't know.
there are a lot of theories about the alternative.
Yeah.
And most of those theories involve putting money in somebody else's pocket.
Oh, I'm not going to argue with you there. I am so not going to argue with you there, man. You have that 100%.
I'm not saying I know for sure that there's nothing beyond. I do know for sure that people like to think there's something beyond. And I would love to believe that. I am not capable of believing that. But what I do know for sure is that I'm alive today. And up until the moment that I'm not, I will remain alive. And I'm going to make the most of that. And if there's something beyond, then great, but it's not anything I can count on. Anyway, I get involved in these political chat groups because it's fun. And I posted today, let's see if I can find it here, a quote from, I'm not even done with all this stuff yet, am I? Oh, it's not there. Oh, it's probably farther down here. A quote from Barry Goldwater. Oh, I love that. Where is it here? Oh, I can't find it. But this quote from Barry Goldwater said something to the effect that, Christian groups are trying to take over politics in America. And this is back in 1964 when he was running for president. And if they succeed, it would be a really, really horrible thing. And I posted this quote, it was much more elegantly stated than that. And a lot of people in the politics group got offended. They thought I was criticizing Christianity. And, I don't criticize religion. I don't believe in it. And I could, I could argue about it. I could say that it's all about putting money in other people's pockets, which is what I believe
I don't
about
think
organized
all of
religion.
it is about yeah, exactly. There's some organized religions that is 100% all about just putting money, and I would say majority of them just putting money in their own pockets and trying to get you to behave the way that will further their own beneficial, like that'll further their benefits financially.
Yeah.
But I think it's my personal belief, very personal, but I think that there's a little bit right with the ideologies of every religion. Like, I'm going to pick and choose from everything. I'm going to be like, okay, you know what? The core principle, right, of this church, I really like. The core principle of this one, I really like. Like, not what the organized religions or not what the church heads may be preaching at that moment, but like from their original scriptures. Okay, I'll agree with this and this and this. Like,
Jesus, who's a very popular religious figure, preached that we should love one another. And,
right.
and almost all of the red letter words in the Christian Bible, you notice I don't say Bible, I say Bible.
Bible.
In the Christian Bible, most of the red letter, the red letters are, the quotes from Jesus. Most of that stuff is all about love and getting rid of your ego and just being real and loving your the people around you. And I got no argument with that whatsoever. And the day I meet a Christian that practices that, I mean, that's not true. I mean, there are some who do, and I do have some friends. I joke about that.
I mean,
I do have some friends that are very loving, kind people who really try to follow that. And there are even some public figures, and I think Jimmy Carter is one of those. He really tries to live that in his life, and that's impressive. And I do the same, and I don't need Jesus to do that. I mean, really, that's just human. And it's today and it's now. It's not about the afterlife. It's not about going to heaven or going to hell. It's about that makes my life better today to show love to the people around me. That makes my life better today. So yeah, that was an interesting little digression. What do you guys got today?
I have one thing to add, but
Please
it doesn't have anything to do with anything we've just talked about. But I've been holding on to this since before we started the live, because we were talking about the Monday thing.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, it's a mindset thing. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. But something like wasn't settling. When you get good advice and you're like, wow, I feel so much better. I kept saying, wow, I feel so much better. But then like something wasn't clicking. I was like, there's something that I have two tiny humans that I have absolutely no control over in the aspect of they're unpredictable. So when I
no
say
control yet all the responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. So like,
yeah, I've got kids. I understand.
like the day Kason broke his arm, like I wasn't thinking about, oh, I've got to get all this stuff done so that my week goes smoothly. I'm over here like, oh my God, my kid just broke his arm. Like, so I think that's why I feel the way that I do. It's because of the things that I have absolutely no control over. And so that's something that I've been working on internally.
Right.
Then like one of the, it's just like, oh, how's the weather? How you doing today? It's just one of those things like, oh, it's a Monday, or it feels like a Monday. It's just like almost become a habit and not necessarily that's what it is.
So I want to talk a little bit about the distinction between blame and responsibility. So you're responsible for them, but don't blame yourself for what they do.
Oh no, I raised
So
them.
when you say when you say, oh, you know, I thought I had everything all handled and under control on Friday, and I come in on Monday and it's all gone to shit, that's not your fault.
But
You are
like
not to
you said,
blame for that, and so you don't have to own it. All you have to do is say, okay, this is the status where things are now, and I get to do this job that I like, that I enjoy, that makes me happy.
I just get overwhelmed because I'm like, should I be working on the weekend? But if I work on the weekend, then I'll be not a happy camper, even less of a happy camper when like, Monday rolls around. So it's just a vicious
I
cycle.
get it.
It's
I get it. I get it. I do.
great.
And you're doing great. And you are to be.
Round of applause, round of applause. Yay.
Yeah. Yeah. This is so for those who were wondering, this is why my name today is The Doctor Is In. We were having this stuff before we went live. All right.
You're a damn good therapist.
Oh yeah. Yeah, thank you. And affordable.
Hey.
My product is free unsolicited advice.
You had me at free.
Yeah, there you go. So how are we doing on our
Comments?
audience? Do we have comments?
No comments yet.
Anybody here today?
I think everybody's mad at us because we didn't do our live yesterday.
Oh, well, we may just have to rebuild our audience all over again.
Yeah, we got to start from the ground up.
Oh, no, that's not true.
Soiled it.
No. Okay, so before we go, can I share something?
Of course.
Yes, please.
So I am not a plant person at all. I kill every plant I have ever tried to own.
The flowers in my kitchen understand that.
Oh, well, I will fix that today. But
Yeah.
I went to Star Nursery yesterday, or no, not yesterday, Sunday, I think. I don't know. And I got a couple different kinds of flowers, and the whole reason I did was because, do you see this beautiful cat planter? All the colors. His head is on a spring, so his head just like bobs up and down gracefully.
That's fabulous.
In the breeze. He's beautiful. He's my perfect planter. And he was a gift last week. My partner brought this beautiful cat back after they went and visited their parents, and it was a gift from them. And they said, oh, as soon as we saw it, we knew that it had to be yours. He's perfect for you. And I love my in-laws so much. They're the best. And I found these beautiful pink flowers that match him perfectly. And that sparked so much joy. I was like, wow, I really hope that I don't kill these flowers because they're so perfect for my little cat. Look at him. He's so full of life.
This is the pivot. Maybe this is the turning point in your plant/green thumb career right here.
I hope so, because I come from a long, long line of women who have gorgeous green thumbs, like just absolutely. My grandmother used to throw mango pits just in the ground at her house, and now there's 2 different kinds of gorgeous mangoes there. She has key limes that are just fabulous, oranges, limes, lemons, all sorts of citrus and fruits and vegetables that she would grow. And I mean, even my mom has lately in the last couple of years gotten into gardening and has really beautiful flowers outside of her house, but I've never ever been able to do it. I can't. But you know what? I'm gonna I'll try. Maybe I'll feel better in my life if I'm responsible for something that flowers. But I love that cat. I love that cat planter.
That's fabulous.
Perfect.
That's an adorable cat, and it is so you.
Thank you. So that's the cat of the day for today.
That needs to be your thing that you bring in every day.
Cat of the day.
It just should be show and
We're
tell.
gonna be here quite a while, but I would love that.
That's like a year's plus worth of content.
Honestly, yeah, a year plus worth of content. You are so spot on.
By which time she will have acquired more.
Exactly.
Yes.
So it's really unending.
Yes.
You know what? I love this. I'll fix our tagging #cats.
And people
and
are
the cat of the day. There you go.
Yes.
All right. I gotta go take care of something. We're gonna regroup for a little staff meeting after that. And so give me 5 minutes. And and otherwise, to our audience, we love you. We appreciate you. and we look forward to seeing you. Oh, so tonight is live stream. I have no idea what we're doing. I do have an idea, but I haven't really decided.
Yeah.
So we will we'll regroup for that. You won't want to miss it, because if we do my idea, it's going to be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
That's at 1800, which is 6 p.m. for the Muggles, and it's like early in the morning for our South Asia audience. And we love you, and we'll see you then.